Yeah, well,
Still good.
What are you going to do? Yeah. So you're almost done that? Like how?
Yeah. Like less than half an hour left.
Half an hour left?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Give a listen to it.
Yeah, you'd like it. It's really good.
Yep.
Excellent. Really well done.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's better than the movie. The movie was...
I have to watch the trailer for the movie now.
Well, just the movie itself was...
Wasn't
I don't know.
great.
It was just okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're talking about World War Z, by the way, for those of you coming in late. Well, not really coming in late. We just start recording. Yes, so welcome to the Nut Up Show, a show where we just talk about nuts.
Nutting up.
Yeah. And what I want to say to you, first off, is congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
So you are finally a certified precision nutrition level 1 coach or something?
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called exactly.
Yeah, nutrition coach. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty excited.
Pretty excited?
Hmm. Yeah.
So I'm going to call you Captain Crunch with the... isn't that what you eat? Nutrition? Captain Crunch?
No.
Is it the good stuff?
No, it's like the worst stuff.
It's the worst stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'll have to ask you, what's all the good stuff? What's all the bad stuff? Stuff's not good. It's not really good. It's not really bad.
It's on a continuum.
It's on a it's on a
spectrum.
It's a spectrum, just like everything.
Your favorite word.
My least favorite word. But no, congratulations, because you spent a lot of time working on that.
Did,
and you aced it, like quite literally. You didn't get anything wrong.
Perfect.
Which is good. So yeah, congrats on
you.
that.
Thank you.
And on to, it's really exciting because we were talking a lot about, why you're doing this and what we're doing with our health and our fitness, and trying to take control of our lives, and then, eventually getting to the point too where we hopefully can provide value to other people and help them on their journey as well too.
Absolutely.
Just because all the things that we know, how hard and difficult it is to get the right kind of information at the right time, but it's so... Yeah. Obviously, there's so many people that are not getting the right information or the right know-how of what to do.
Or they're just getting the information, but information is just one step. It's about how you apply it. And I think that's the biggest piece, is people don't know how to apply it.
Yeah,
so.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, it's going to be exciting over the next couple months over here in terms of what we're doing anyways. Yeah. But before I get into that, I just wanted to touch base with how you're doing in this whole... the pandemic, the quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over it. It was weird. It was like the first time, what was it, Friday, when we went to the bank and we did a couple errands that I've actually been out, because you have been the one risking
life and death.
Your life and death to go. But it was weird to go. The bank was weird. It's strange.
Yeah, go to the bank strange. And then. Did you go to the grocery store? No, where did we go after the bank?
Yeah, we went to the grocery store. We went to Canadian Tire.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we went to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm always like afraid of like misstepping and people being pissed off because I'm not like in the right spot, or, And it was funny because I was saying today to my sister, I was like, it's weird because you're waiting in line and you're always like wanting to make sure people don't like butt in line, and like that's how I am anyways. I'm always like watching people
before.
And now it's like and now it's just like I noticed, like in Canadian Tire especially, I kind of was seeing people walk up and I'm like, oh yeah, you better not get in my line. And it makes you have that like instinct to like inch up to the person behind you, and you have to like stop yourself and be like, no, there's spots, you're cool. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it seems like it's getting a little bit more normal, but I remember the first time I started going to the grocery store, and like when quarantine was just starting, like then it was just really eerie. It's almost like the lights were down low, and then people were just like not knowing how to adjust. It was just really weird.
Just weird.
But it's crazy, all the stuff that's going on, I guess, in our our neighbors to the south, like in the States. Like it's pretty, I mean, there's so much going on, forgetting about the quarantine. I mean, how it's like, it's almost like this weekend you kind of wake up, it's like, is America on fire? Like the whole, like there's just riots everywhere. And CNN getting broken into, and people at the White House too, or something like that. Like
I don't know.
On the
there's
gates.
so much I don't know.
I'm not, don't
keep
want to get shot.
Our borders closed.
But just like if you're there, like protest, like I'm not. Why would you even climb? Like
I don't know.
What is it? What's the address of the White House? Like 1600 whatever.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah. So like climb the fence there. It's like forget that.
No.
Oh, they're shoot to kill right there. Like that's just crazy stuff.
Know. It's awful. It's horrifying.
Yeah, but it's I don't know, like some people, I mean, a lot of people they're just want to be done, right? Like, all right, that's it. You know, I'm just going to go out and live my life. And like, that I've had enough of this. And I mean, whatever, if that's what you want to do, then that's fine. I don't have any problems with that, I guess, per se. But then you have the other people that are like, I want everything to be closed down for like, until there's like nothing left, or like there's a vaccine or whatever. And it's like, well, I don't know if you can do that either, right? In terms of people's livelihoods and you know, the whole state of the world, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. It's really weird times. It's like, part of me is just like, you know, we talk about this, like, all right, let's just get an RV and let's just go somewhere safe and secluded, out in the boonies where there's nobody, and you don't have to worry about
grow our own food, you know. And
because I mean, there's stuff like, again, the tensions rising between China and the United States, and it's scary. Like, oh, there's stuff happening, and there's stuff going out there with ships getting close. You know, it's not just those two. It's like there's lots of stuff happening politically, and it's like, all right, well, let's just go in the RV, just go away, and just be able to be self-sustained. Like, that's a big thing too. It's like, we talk about it, and I don't know if we talked about this last time, but it's like, what would we do if the worst happened, right? Like, you know, the grocery stores don't have any more food. Yeah. It's like, well, we're done. Like, there's no food. Yeah. You know? There's only, it's like what we have we have like a month's worth of food in the house, but like, other than after that, like, what if there's like literally no food? Like, it makes you think. It's like, you know, I wish I just had a plot of land somewhere away, and I could grow my food in the summertime, and just pack it up in the winter, and you know, preserve it or whatever, so you have enough for the winter, and then you're good, right? You can self-sustain, right? Your house, solar panels, wind energy, geothermal, whatever, and you could just live off the land, kind of thing. It's very tempting. Yeah. And I don't know, we talk about it, something that, you know, might happen in our future, who knows, right? But but yeah, I don't know, just interesting times, I guess. It is. And like for me, I guess, like I'm like at the earliest, I'm not going back into work until September. Yeah, which is kind of good, because I was talking to someone too at work, and it's like, it's kind of nice in the way that we haven't seen anybody at work since like March, right? Yeah. But then like to come back in September or even January, who knows, and be like a completely different person in terms of like our health and stuff. But like come back, it's like, yeah, you know, I lost 100 pounds, or I lost 60 pounds or whatever it is, or I'm putting on muscle. And it's like a different person, like, wow, like this is unbelievable. I can't believe you've done this. It's like, yeah. And that's just the opportunity, I guess, that we have now of, don't have to commute in, you know, can work from home, and you have all this extra time. You're not going out at bars or whatever, wasting money, or like, you know, eating unhealthy, like if you're not going out. So it's like a perfect opportunity to get in and to start exercising, and you literally have nothing else to do. Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. And I know, like, I was late to the party in terms of getting started with, you know, started in March, and I think it's not even until like just over the past month that I'm starting to get serious again into like keeping track of this thing and getting myself back on track. So yeah, I think it was kind of like after your birthday in April. Yeah, that we kind of really got back on track with stuff. Yeah. So, but it's never late than never. So like, if you haven't started, you know, now's the time, because it's small, it's compound changes. I mean, you're not going to see the changes day to day, but you keep building it up, and then over time, over a year, you could easily put together a whole new life and a whole new life, whole new body, whatever it is, whatever your goal happens to be, right? Habits. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So anyways, do you want to talk about kind of what we've been doing for the past little while? Yeah. So it was pretty cool, because yesterday we went to the store and we bought this giant calendar, which is like a monthly calendar. And what we started doing is we started really planning out, especially planning out our summer. We're planning out all the different videos that we're going to do, but even more importantly, we're planning out all the skills that we want to work on and all the parts of our lives that we want to nut up and get good at. Yeah. And planning how we're actually going to make this happen. And then, of course, planning how we're going to do the videos interlaced between that. So I'm just so excited that we have cool stuff that's going to be happening for this podcast, stuff that's going to be happening for our YouTube videos, and just everything that's going to be happening with the Nut Up Life. It's awesome. It's really cool. So I don't know if there's anything that you want to say specifically. You go first. Well, I just kind of said it in terms of what we're going to be doing. No, but did you want to talk about like specifics? Well, we can. Like, what specifics exactly?
Well, like what exactly we're going to be working on, skills we're gonna be
Okay,
working
so, well, one thing that I've always loved, and you know me, I'm big into calisthenics. That's always my thing. Like, I want to be really good at
on.
calisthenics.
And so calisthenics, let's define that.
So calisthenics is just body weight exercises and body weight working out, right?
So examples.
Being able to do pull-ups, push-ups, you know, squats, and then any more advanced stuff like pistol squats, you know, one-arm push-ups, leg raises. So basically any, like if you go to like, I'm going to say like a jungle gym, but just like if you're going to kids playground and you just start using bars for pull-ups and dips and all that kind of stuff, and you just use your body weight to build muscle basically instead of using weights. So, but an extension of that,
and because the whole point is it's more functional.
It's more, it's definitely, it's more functional. So it's like if it's movement, I guess you could say it's more movement based. Whereas like if you're using machines, and I'm not knocking machines by any stretch, but if like you're just doing a bicep curl, the point of that is just to build your bicep muscle, but that's not really good for functional movement, right? Yeah. Like, you know, you can get, when you're doing things with weights, you have to be careful too, because if you disproportionately build out certain muscle groups, which you can do, like some people, you know, why they say you don't skip leg day or whatever, the skinny legs and the huge top, it's because they're not working out the muscles proportionally. But if you're using your whole body, you're working out everything.
Well, and it's also like you're getting more bang for your buck as well, because you're working out more than just one muscle group.
Yeah. Like if you're doing push-ups, it's not just your chest, right?
No,
Where if you're doing
triceps, bicep.
Exactly. And different variations and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyways, not to get into, again, like I'm not knocking weights. People lift weights are way stronger than me. And
I lift weights.
No. So it's not like it's not about that.
No, but I just think some people hear calisthenics, they might not know exactly what it is. And so that's why I just said maybe you should just define it.
No. Fair enough. Fair enough. And of course, now that no one's going to the gym anyway, so body weights is a pretty good way to go. I mean, if you think it's not a good workout, well, try doing 100 push-ups in a row, see how well you do, and then follow that with like 100 squats, right? So exactly. And then repeat that 4 times, right? You know, you're gonna want a good workout right there alone. Anyways, but an extension of calisthenics is yoga. Now, like I've always had a love-hate relationship with yoga, whereas I'd literally do it for one day and I'd be like, that's it, I hate this, I'm done. And I think that's my mentalities isn't strong enough, because I'm like, it's too hard, I just don't want to do it. And I just kind of like, I don't see the benefits there. But stuff that people do for yoga really climbs into the calisthenics space, where you learn how to do like handstands, and they're doing all these presses where they're like doing their yoga pose, they go on their hands and then they press up to like a full-blown handstand. And then it's really cool when they have like these couples doing things, when they're doing like the guys, you know, the Superman or whatever it is, right? And the girl's there, but there's so many cool things
that you can do,
that you can do, and that you see like on people's Instagrams or whatever that do yoga together. And that's something that we want to work on to get, you know, can we, you know, every day do our yoga and then get to the point where, you know, where are we going to be at in 6 months if we do this, right? It's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days or whatever. Like, what's the progress going to look like?
Well, and I think for me, like the big thing is it's not even just about doing the cool moves, which is cool, but
I'm all about looking good.
Oh, there it is. But I really think a big thing, especially as we are getting older, is definitely mobility. And like, I know I have a lot of issues with my hip from running. And so like, I have a lot of issues. So just getting that mobility. So
do I with lower back pain.
Yeah.
It's it's all hips too.
Yeah. So it's like making sure like if you don't use it, you lose it. So making sure.
Is that a serious question?
So making sure like as we age, you know, we're incorporating that, and we're not, you know, it's not going to be difficult to get down and sit cross-legged on the floor, or, you know, whatever.
Or even just stay in like for humans, a resting position is supposed to be like in a deep squat. That's resting. It's supposed to be the best thing for your body. Like that's how you're supposed to shit too, supposedly. You just squat down.
Well, gravity.
Exactly, right? And it opens up your colon or whatever. But anyways, like, can you go in a resting squat right now? Like I can for like 10 seconds, but it's not rest. It's like hard work, but it's supposed to be. And you see a lot of people that like I just want to say that aren't like a Western society where you're sitting on a computer desk or whatever, that they're farmers or whatever working somewhere. You see these old 60-year-old guys, 70-year-old guys, they're just like in deep squat. They're just like resting. And it's like they could bend like that. And it's like, and that's like, if you think of kids, that's exactly how kids are. You look at our kids, when they're doing their stuff, they're on the sidewalk, whatever, they're just in a squat. And that's normal. But then we lose that as
we
you know, we're
age.
sitting down and whatever. But it's just more of a lifestyle thing. It's not so much of an age thing. So but yoga can help with that. So and there's certain things, like I don't think that, like for me, I'm not necessarily gonna start doing these crazy back bends
That's
and
not
getting
for
the
you.
spine the other
That's
way or
not
whatever.
for
Because I'm
you
like,
right
okay,
now.
well, there's I think that's a little bit too much, but in terms of keeping that mobility and flexibility, it's so important.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a cool thing that we're going to be working on. And of course, we're going to be, talking about our progress and all that going forward.
And I think for me too, like it's always been that kind of thing where I've always been like off and on with it, like, and it's making it up just a part of like our everyday life, even if it's just like a 5-minute stretch just to loosen things up in the mornings or before bed or whatever. But I think it's something that I've always wanted to incorporate, and it's just like building the habits.
It's building the habits
to do it,
because that's the big part of for us. So nutting up it's like you're not going to make those grand changes overnight and just become this new person. It's like it's gradual changes, and how can you incorporate things into your life? How can you get that routine setting in so that it becomes habit and just becomes part of your life? Because like imagine in a year from now where like every day, like I said, you wake up for 30 minutes, you do some kind of stretches, and then later on in the afternoon, then you do like an hour yoga session, and then you go for a run, and then you maybe do some kind of muscle exercise or whatever. And that's just part of your day. Yeah. And you do that every day. Like imagine and you incorporate healthy eating. Imagine how different you would feel from where you are now. Right. So
absolutely.
But it's getting those small steps to
get there, to build it. Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah. For sure. Cause I'm the biggest, like I'm so guilty of this. It was like, I want this specific type of change or whatever. It's like, go nuts, go like 100.
Dry fast for 30 days.
Yeah. Well, geez, I can't. Yeah. What? Good luck with that one. Be dead pretty soon. But it's like, I want to get there as quickly as possible. And then sometimes I'll cut corners, and then I won't do it the healthiest possible. Then I'll get injured or whatever, and something happens, and then whatever. So yeah, it's tempering. Like for me anyways, it's like, okay, you'll get there, but just make sure you make those changes in ways that make sense to your body, and so that when you get there, you'll stay there. Yeah, exactly. And then you'll keep growing, because it's like, I'm not going to ever get there in terms of like my ideal body in the sense of how much muscle I have. It's like, I'm going to try to put on as much muscle as I possibly can. Yeah. And then I'm going to get to the point where I'll be like 50, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't know how old you can be and keep putting on muscle. Like there's going to be a time where you're just getting too old where.
I don't know. There's this one Instagram lady I follow on Instagram, and she was like, she's in her 70s, and she was overweight, and she started lifting weights and all this stuff. It's pretty incredible.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah,
pretty incredible.
I guess I just think of things like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And like he's a lot smaller now than he was back then. Of course, but he still has, but he's had like heart problems. But that's what I'm just saying, right? Yeah. Like I don't know how well you can maintain like a big.
Yeah, well, you have to work. You have to work for it.
Yeah, like you still have muscle, right? Like Stallone still looks ripped, right? But and he's like 70 something. He's insane. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so that's one part of it. So we're going to be doing those yoga things. Yeah, yoga. Yeah. And we're going to be incorporating like these challenges, I guess you can say. So one of them that I'm really looking forward to is like we're doing a running challenge. So a 5K run. And we're basically going to see how well and how fast we can run a 5K. And what
you were almost going to say who can run a 5K fastest. That's what you
was
were.
That?
Yeah,
I was just trying to figure out. Well,
you have that in the back of your mind. I told you I'd only doing competitions like
I never said we're not doing we're competing against ourselves. That's what we're doing.
Good.
So that's what it is. It's not about, you think that, but you're going to be running it faster than me anyways, because you run. I don't run. Like I'm not a runner at all. I'll get to like 500 meters. I'll be like, oh, this is the worst ever. Why did I even sign up for this? But no, so we have these things that we want to improve on. So we're going to be doing 5K. So we're going to run it. And we're going to see how well we do. And then we're going to start training for a month to try to improve that. And then we're going to run it again and just kind of see how it works. So we're going to be doing these kind of cool challenges to see how we can better ourselves in these certain aspects of fitness. So it's really exciting. I'm really pumped up for it. And to be able to do these kinds of videos, I think it's going to be
fun.
They're going to be the more thought out videos. Yeah. And like I said, we have stuff planned for the next 3 months of kind of what we're going to do and what we're going to shoot. So it's going to be, it's really fun. It's going to be fun. And we can't say too much now because we want to kind of keep some stuff a little bit of a surprise, but it's going to be, I don't know. I'm just so pumped because like the goal this, like by the end of summer, is like literally to be in like the best shape of our lives, like bar none, like blow it out of the water. Like last year we were in really good shape, but this year it's going to be in best, and not even only just get to a good shape, but just to continually build on it. Like I said, it's small changes to make sure that this is just our life. This is just what we do. And that's kind of what it's all going to be about. Like we're going to do our yoga, and then we're going to do our exercising every day. And then, you know, all those different things that we're going to be incorporating. It's just going to be part of our life.
Well, and I think the big thing too is it's not even about how we look. It's just about how we feel. And I think that's, you know, making sure that we're sleeping good, because finally, like the last 3 weeks, I've had some really good night sleeps, and that's such a huge game changer.
We should talk about that. Yeah. So you were having a lot of problems falling asleep.
Yep.
And I don't know, sometimes I would a little bit, but I've noticed my sleep has been really well the past month or so as well. But because usually what we would do is when we would go to bed, and it would always be at kind of varying different times too, which is also another problem. But we would sit down and just have our phone or whatever and just watch a couple episodes of some show, like in bed, right? So whatever it is, you know.
And not even that, like I would read in bed while the kids were having their screen time, and then afterwards, after I tucked them in before bed, I would read or watch something, and then we would watch something together.
So we have a routine where our kids get an hour of screen time, and that's right before bed. And then you're saying during that time the kids would be playing Xbox or whatever, then you would be in the bed on your computer just watching something
or reading or whatever but on the bed, always on the bed, on the tab.
So you're doing all this kind of stuff in bed, which is not sleeping. So what we did was that I was like, all right, this isn't working your sleep, because your sleeping was doing really well in terms of fixing out the food and not drinking as well too. That was a huge difference, but then it still wasn't perfect, right? So you're still having us. So like, well, what can we do now? Because now that we don't drink anymore, what can we do?
Well, and there was like nights where I would get maybe 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Just tossing and turning or what have you.
Yeah.
So what we've done now is like, all right, we're not going to do anything in the bed other than sleep and other stuff that kids don't know about. Anyways, right? So that's it. So that's what the bedroom is for. Or at least that's what the bed is for, because you still have a desk in there to do work. Whatever, that's fine during the day, what have you. So we've been doing that for the past
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yep.
Yeah. And you said like basically no problems falling asleep.
Nope.
And good night's sleep.
Yep.
Not waking up, I guess.
Well, I've maybe once, but that's just because I have the world's smallest bladder.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And that's perfect. And it's been working, and I've been sleeping really well too. And we get up. I usually even get up before my alarm, or sometimes it comes up. But I mean, I've been waking up at 6 o'clock.
But even this weekend, I feel like because I've been getting such good, consistent, like 8 hours of sleep every single night, even this weekend, like usually I will sleep in until like 8 or 9. This weekend, I woke up at like 7.
No, we both woke up at like we woke up at the same time. 7 o'clock, no alarm, and we're just up and at 'em.
And it's not like that groggy, I don't want to get up. Like when you wake up with an alarm, it's just like, there was no alarm. I'm just up. I feel good.
It's good, because at what time did we go to bed? It was like 10:30, right? And then if you fall asleep right away at 7, that's like 8.5 hours, right? So that's awesome. It's good. It's good rest. And it takes so long to... Like if you've been sleep deprived, I think, like, who knows? I don't even know if you can, right? Because they always say you can't make up sleep, but I mean, I don't know. If you get a certain consistent amount of sleep, you're going to start feeling better. Yeah. Because rest is so important. And that whole, what is it, like I guess that culture of like, you know, got to put in the 60-hour, 80-hour work weeks, and then I'm not sleeping at all. I'm really cool. I'm just blown, you know.
There's evidence to suggest that you can actually get Alzheimer's from not sleeping.
Oh, really?
Doing that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you look at two famous people that were always like, kind of like I'll sleep and I'm dead. People were like Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. And they both got Alzheimer's.
Oh, really?
Yep. So that's obviously
Who's Margaret Thatcher?
Seriously?
Yeah.
She's like the first female prime minister of the United Kingdom.
Oh.
She's pretty...
When?
Well known. I don't know.
I don't live in the UK. I don't know their politics.
Yeah. Anyways, it's...
Sure. Was she a good prime minister?
I think so, but I don't know.
You're just say you don't know.
I don't know. But anyways,
that's two people.
Well, I know obviously I know it's two people.
Small sample size.
I know it's an example though of those people, and like there are actual studies to suggest that there's a correlation, and causation between sleep deprivation and Alzheimer's risk. So
you look at someone like Jocko, right, who's like waking up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but it's interesting. He actually talked to Dr. Peter Attia, who
I think he says he just doesn't need that much sleep. He's just that type of person.
Yeah, and he said like even his kids, it's the same thing. He has one kid that's just like him, and then
the other one.
So
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, so I think there is like a genetic, like people that genetically don't need as much rest. So yeah. Anyways, it's interesting, and but definitely not doing anything else in the bed. Like for me, that was a big deal because you had your office. I didn't really have a space to do my stuff.
Yeah.
So, but now having my desk.
You can work here. You choose not
This
to.
is a cave, and
it's not my fault. There's no window in this den.
I know. So, but now that with my desk, I have my nice comfy chair where I can read or watch something, and I do it in the bedroom, but just on the chair rather than actually in the bed. So it kind of trains your brain to only associate it with.
And so it knows when you're going into bed.
That's just you sleep.
Yeah. What I heard too, what people don't do anymore very often is like a bedtime routine. Like you'd have it with the kids, like, okay, it's a bath and then story time and then it winds down.
Yeah.
Adults need to have that as well too. It's a good thing so that you can have those mental cues for when it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
shut down your phone beforehand and do a little half hour of reading or something.
Yeah, or whatever it is, not in your bed. So because sleep is so important in terms of being able to recover from like your workouts or whatever, and also to like, you tell me because you know more about this stuff.
Basically what happens is, and goes back to the Alzheimer's, your brain basically gets power washed. So any beta
when you're sleeping.
Yeah, so like any like those amyloid plaques that's when they cut open Alzheimer's patients' brains, that's what they find. But when you sleep, that gets power washed away.
How?
Not specifically. There's some sort of fluid that goes through there through your brain, and it's when things get kind of scrubbed, and that's when you consolidate all your memories as well.
Yes, I learned that from Inside Out, because when you're sleeping, that's when all this stuff, the little balls, they go from short-term memory to long-term. Yeah,
you got it.
That's accurate, isn't it?
That's exactly how it happens. But yeah, it's when you consolidate your memories, and it's when like your circadian clock, because that's a thing, and that's when that gets all reset, and every single process in your body is on, like every single cell in your body is on a circadian clock.
So I have a question about that. I don't know where this is going now, but anyways, whatever. So you have this circadian clock, which is basically sleep during the night and awake during the day.
Yeah.
So here in North America, we're at a pretty high, was it longitude? Latitude. We're at a pretty high latitude. And so in the summer, the sun is up like 5:30, and then it's down at 9:30, 10.
So this is an aside. This may also be another reason why we're sleeping better, is because, and I find this too in the summer, I do tend to sleep better because I think we're outside more, we're getting more of that natural vitamin D through the sun. So that could also be another variable. Anyways. Continue.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Continue though.
So we're getting then that's like from 10 to 5, that's like 7 hours only of sleep, assuming you even go to bed at the break of at night at sunset and wake up at sunrise. But then in the winter time, then it's different where, even forgetting about the time change, it's still
we have more dark.
8 o'clock in the morning is when the sun comes up, and then it's like 4 p.m., 5 p.m.
It starts going down.
Right. So are you sleeping then? Do you go to bed at 6 o'clock and then wake up at 8? Like, do you get that? Do you get 10 hours during the winter? But then you get, it would be more than that. It'd be like 14 hours in the winter, right? And then only 7 in the summer. Like, is that what you should do? Do you follow the sun that much?
Well,
to maintain the circadian rhythm?
No, I think our bodies.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. But
sure enough, by the equator, of course, it's always consistent, right? Because there's no seasons. It's always, there are seasons, but you know what I mean, right? Like it's the closer you are to zero, it's just like, I don't know when the sunrise sunset is, but it's right?
you can kind of train that. So this is part of the reason why it's like we have this protein in our eye called melanopsin, and when it's activated by blue light, which is why you get those blue light blocking glasses so that it doesn't get in and hit that protein in your eye. And so you can basically kind of retrain that, because as soon as you wake up in the morning and that that melanopsin is triggered, that kind of starts your day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have that light on the longer at night, then it's your day is lasting longer. So it's more about when that melanopsin is triggered rather than, the length of the day. Like that doesn't really matter. You can train your body for how long. Like,
well, I'm just thinking like, say we were totally living off the grid, right?
Yeah. Well, then definitely you would live within those cycles. I would.
So would it be something where like, it's winter time and as like 5-6 o'clock and it gets real dark that you just start feeling tired and be like, oh, well, I think I need to sleep now.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Anyways, I'm just again, but then like you're somewhere like Alaska
where it's
in the summertime, it's like
sun all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, well, it's winter time. Well, it looks like we're sleeping for 22 hours today. There's no sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's I think maybe a different question than what I was answering, because that's more of an evolutionary question rather than like a.
Yeah, probably.
How do you manage it?
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways,
it's interesting. I mean, it's really fascinating.
For us, I think it's just you go to bed and wake up at the same time. Then that's trains your body there as well too. And it's generally dark anyways when we're going to go to bed, and generally light when you wake up anyway. But yeah, it is a lot harder in the wintertime to wake up. Like I hate waking up and then having to like go to work when it's dark. It's so stupid.
The worst, yeah.
That's another thing with the whole time change as well too, which is I don't know if it makes that worse or. So when you spring forward, right? So instead of it being 7 a.m., it's 8 a.m., which means so that means it's darker. Right? Anyways, I always hated it because like, oh god, yeah, it's daylight savings because you push it ahead so that you switch the day to being.
It sucks.
It sucks, because then it makes the night. I don't know, whatever it is.
Just let it be.
Oh, I hate it. I think like everyone in the world kind of hates it. It's like, why do we still do this? I don't know. So dumb. It's one of those things. Yeah, to get people to change, to come together and make something change.
Yeah, it's like
impossible for like the smallest changes. It's like, guys.
Did you really just say that?
What's that? What did I say?
For people to come together to make the smallest changes?
Yeah, it's hard.
But look what we're doing with this whole pandemic. We've all come together to make these huge changes.
Well, yeah, but that's because we're forced to. I'm just talking about small changes that we want to, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess
like
I see what you're saying.
Why do we still do this, right? Like,
or
even things that would be beneficial to society, but we just don't do because reasons, right? Like, you know, so
no, I see what you're saying.
Like for example, for me, I have always been clamoring for work. Like, why are people not working from home more often than anyways? We're all on computers now. We're not back in the day where you have to be in a factory, do this. Yeah. Why do we have all these crazy office spaces and this traffic, all this stuff? Why are people doing this? Or why don't we work 4 days a week instead of 5? Like all these things. Why is work not more flexible? And now we're forced into this. And now people are like, oh, maybe we don't need offices anymore. Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah, no shit. I've been saying this stuff for like 15 years, like my whole working career. I'm like, why am I here? I'm sitting at a desk with my headphones on. Why? I can do this from home. Thank you very much. With or without pants too, you know, like, so I don't know. And so it's just change. It's just like this stuck in the ways and like, this is just how we do it. So this is how we do it. I don't know. Anyways, but I'm excited. So one of the things, do you want to talk about the one last thing that we're going to be doing that's going to be new?
Which is?
Well, if I say it, then it's going to be said. So anyways, it's just about taking this show and doing like live stream. Doing a live stream.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a live stream. We're not sure exactly when it's going to be, but it's going to be happening sooner rather than later. And I'm super pumped about that. So, I mean, and one thing that's really cool is like, I know at the beginning there's going to be like one person watching or whatever, which we appreciate, which is awesome, you know, like, but I'm so excited about having that one-on-one interaction with people that have been following us, really and just to have that those conversations. And it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm just thinking, especially nowadays too, where everyone's like getting into Zoom and stuff like that, and just trying to figure out ways how we can connect with people, just because, right? And if there's any people that are wanting to nut up their life as well too, and then we can come together and talk about it. Like, it's just going to be, I don't know, it's going to be awesome. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So like stuff that's going to be going down this summer is going to be so exciting. It's going to be a good summer. Yeah. So I'm so pumped.
Yep.
And yeah, like I said before, it's like kind of not wanting to do the gimmicks anymore of the like 30 days and I could do this, or 100, like we did 120 days. It's like, no, it's like, this is a lifestyle. This is just not a, I don't know if lifestyle is the right word, but this is what we want our life to be and what we want for us. And then just go out and do it every day. And then show how that works, right? And show the ups and downs that goes with that, because it's not always easy. It's not always easy to eat super clean and healthy every single day. There's always going to be those days where like, I want to have this or that.
Or when your husband brings home 2 things of ice cream and a waffle cone bowl and caramel syrup.
You asked for it. So why am I getting the blame for that? You think you can go on the show and talk as if like,
I do, actually.
You could say these things and people aren't going to know the truth?
Please.
The truth. Who even likes caramel in this house?
Everyone.
Except me. I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
Really?
I'll eat it, but I won't go out of my way to eat it. Like so yes, I bought ice cream and I bought ice cream cones. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I saw that flicker. I was like, what was going on? I know. So I bought ice cream and cones. And I think wasn't it for like your birthday or something? It wasn't your birthday, but it was for something.
My birthday's not until October.
But there was some kind of special
no,
occasion.
there wasn't.
Well, then it was special because you guys are special.
Them. Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, I mean, having a little treat every once in a while is okay. Yeah. And then you were like, oh, no, I know what. Oh, don't get. Now I know what it was from.
What was it?
It was from you finishing your nutrition course.
No,
I was like, let's celebrate.
It wasn't. That
was.
That was just this week. You bought cones like 2 weeks ago.
No.
Yeah,
no,
you did.
Wrong.
No, it wasn't. It was not this. You bought extra. You bought me those O. Henry because I said I'll have some O. Henrys to put.
Oh yeah, and then you start throwing marshmallows in there too. So she comes. Okay, so she comes in like, okay, well, time to have my snack. I'm like, all right. So I think it'll just be like a small scoop of ice cream. She takes the cone, she crumples it all up, puts this base on the bowl.
I didn't. So that cone,
just
those cones were crumpled up to begin with. So.
No, but that's fine. But you do it all the time, anyways. With like the bowls and the waffle cones. So you take it, you crumple it, you make a nice base, you fill it with mushrooms, you spread the mushrooms all up. Marshmallows. They sound the same. It's the same thing. Marshmallows. You take that, you put a nice base plate of marshmallows, and then you have the ice cream all over top of that.
Yeah.
And then you take the caramel. I'm like, careful with that. You're like, yeah, shut up. Squeeze all over everything. And it's like, so like, what is this? I just bought ice cream to have a couple ice cream cones.
Go
and
big
then here you
or
are.
go home. That's how we do.
Mixing it. And you got the 2 different flavors of ice cream going on.
No. Only vanilla.
Oh, well, whatever.
I don't like plain chocolate ice cream. That's disgusting.
Well, I don't like plain vanilla.
It's fine.
Eat it anyways.
Anyone who knows me knows that that's just how I do.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I
have a sugar problem.
I wasn't going to get the well, that'll be interesting too when we do our sugar-free week. That's going to be.
Why did I agree to that?
Yeah, it was your idea.
I
didn't even say it.
I know.
Because I'm like, I don't think I even have sugar, or I think it'll be easy for me. For you,
just never have sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's just part of my life.
Yeah,
coffee and sugar.
But what was I saying? Yeah, but you were the one that bought the caramel, or I bought it, but you told me to get it.
Yeah, because you said you were gonna get. I don't know.
It was for something. What was the reason? There was a reason of like, what?
It was last weekend, I think.
It wasn't because of the course though.
No, it wasn't. Because I just finished the course this week.
There was some kind of like, hey, we got to celebrate this.
I think we just made it up.
I don't know. We're just these guys are sounding like. I was like, they just make up reasons to have ice cream. Yes, we do. So, shall we celebrate the end of this podcast with some ice cream?
Yes.
Some Dairy Queen?
Well, we need to buy more caramel sauce.
No, I'm not buying any more. You're done already? That thing is like...
Have you met Maya and I?
It's huge.
Yeah, I know.
What size this is. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's done.
Yeah.
I thought that would last like 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have a problem. That's okay, as long as you do 300 push-ups a day to burn it off. No? Oh, well. Anyways, well, you're not the one with the weight to lose. I'm the one with the weight to lose. But I'm just going good, by the way, which is a little interesting. it's interesting for me for my weight is that my weight, it fluctuates. Like one day it was plus minus like 5 pounds, like in one day. Like it's so
That's
crazy.
Weird.
Yeah. But my weight's going kind of up and down, which is fine. I'm not too worried about it. But like my waist is like shrinking. Like it's down 6 centimeters. It's 6 or 7 centimeters.
No,
the
it's like, difference is huge. And that's why it is. I'm like, that's weird because your waist, I can see it on you.
Yeah. Waist is going down fast, but like my weight is staying the same, which is weird.
It's weird.
So, I mean, like I said, I don't think you can put on muscle that fast, but.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's strange.
Yeah. So that's why I wish Science North. Well, number one, we're not at Science North. Number two, they got rid of that the
hydrostatic weight. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was great because then you could actually measure your lean body mass,
muscle.
Which was cool.
It was cool.
So there's got to be one here. Got to see if I can find one. It'd be kind of neat to get those accurate measurements. Maybe I should get one of those
calipers.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what this is. One of those things. Yeah, I don't know how accurate they are because you can grab stuff from all over the place. I'm grabbing now, and some is this, and some is this. So
well, I think as long as you do it, it's just like
same spot kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll have to mark it. Get a tattoo. My tats. My fat mark tats.
My fat mark tats.
Yeah, this is my 10% mark, 50%, 20%.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. But yeah, I'll be doing lots more videos on that as well too, which is really fun. It's really fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's so much different because everything's planned out now.
Yeah.
We have it on this calendar. We're just going to hang up somewhere. It's like,
yep.
This is what we're doing this day. This is what we're doing that day. So there's no like, what do we film today? How's it going to be? So it's
well, and it helps me too because then I get less pissy when it's planned out.
Yes. Yeah. So we could figure out how it's like us trying to figure out how we work well together as well too, because
always so different.
Well, I always talk about it. It's like imagine we're just coworkers, right? That you're just kind of forced to work well together, but like we're not. So it's like, hey, we should do this. Get the fuck out of my hair. It's like, Jesus, would you talk to someone like that at work? No. But I guess it's me. It's okay. Like, could you imagine at work? It's like, hey, I have this idea.
Fuck you.
Yeah. It's like, you can sleep on the couch. It's like, wow, that is terrible. But that's what it's like. Because I remember, it's funny because I remember talking to your uncle, just asking him for like accounting advice or whatever. He's just like, don't do any business at all with your spouse. Keep him out of it. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I already knew that. Yes, that is the best advice I've ever heard in my life. Because it's hard. I mean, yeah, you work differently, and then at the same time, you're not afraid to take out the fangs, on both sides too, right? Like I know we could talk about, you and stuff, but I'm the same way too. Like there's things that I like to do that are my way, and if I don't do it my way, I'm like, well, it's got to be this way. So that's
or like, I'm just not gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, what about this idea? You're like, hey, that's stupid. I'm like, well, fuck you. I'm not gonna do it then. It's like, oh shit. So it's like, yeah, no, it's funny because we've had conversations where it goes from like, yeah, I'm super pumped about this to like literally 30 seconds later, I am never talking to you again. We are not doing business together. That's it. It's like literally in 30 seconds, we're like, okay, we need to go back to the drawing board here.
De-escalate this
shit.
It
was like,
it's so funny.
It goes from like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, nuclear attack, threat imminent, launch. It's like, okay. Anyways, but yeah, so I think now finally, which is kind of funny because we've been doing things like, if you think about it, for years of trying to figure out. We had the minimal family, and then we even had the green family. We had all kinds of things that were going on. Yeah. And I think now we finally figured it getting into the groove of things. And
well, I think it takes a bit to kind of really, I think for me too, just like, I think it takes a while to really understand yourself and like how you work best. And just, I think part of that is like taking a look in the mirror too. And
for sure.
And being like, oh wow, I can be a real bitch.
Yeah.
And this is what leads me to be a bitch. So this is where I need to come back and work that out and communicate what I need. You know? So
yeah, looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself is a skill that so many people lack and so many people need to do.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to get into this again too. This is a whole nother bucket of worms. But I mean, like today's world, I mean, people are soft and people are always looking for someone else to blame.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why am I fat? Well, McDonald's, the food is bad.
You
or
make a choice.
Oh, this is not good for me. And like, oh, society says this. And like,
no, you always have a choice.
You know, or people are making fun of me because it's like, well, listen, what are you eating? What are you exercising? What choices have you made in your life?
Exactly.
Look at yourself in the mirror. Have you, I listened to, you have to listen to this. I finished listening to David Goggins' audiobook.
Well, you listened to all of it?
Was it You Can't Hurt Me? Or Can't Hurt Me or something like
something
that.
like that. You listened to, you finished it?
Yeah, I finished a long time ago. You have to listen to that one. It is so good. And it's like, talk about this guy, you know, running a 100-mile race without any training and like busting up his broken legs, still finishing 20 miles. And like, how do you even do this? Guy's insane.
Listening to him on Rogan was like, I'm like, oh my God. Just when he was talking about doing that, however, he ran what was the
100 miles
around that one track? And
no training. Bad cardio.
He was like shitting his pants.
Yeah. Well, just twice, just when he sat down.
Oh, just twice.
Yeah. Well,
I was shitting myself twice.
Yeah. Well, no, he did. He sat down and then he's like, embarrassed. Like, I'm just going to get back up and go because I don't want to, whatever. But then the second time after he finished, he sat down and then his wife at the time or ex-wife, I don't know who it was, like, accident, pulled up the car. Like,
well,
anyways,
it was funny because like we went for a walk this week. And you have your backpack, and I'm like, we're just walking to the corner store to get the kids slushies. He's like, why do you have your backpack on, weirdo?
Some books in there.
And I was like, oh, I got books there. I'm like, oh, you've been reading.
Yeah,
David Goggins.
Yeah.
And then like, because usually, like, I was telling Mom this. Usually, like, you're such a slow walker, and it drives me insane because I'm like a let's go fast walker, and I couldn't even barely keep up with you on that walk. So I was like, oh Jesus, someone's
I'm like, well, this guy
on a mission today.
Well, you listen to this guy, you're like, oh, my life is like what am I doing? Like, he's doing like. He has the world record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours. So he had to do it 3 times, but he's doing that, like just training. It's like, I just bust out like 800 pull-ups a day or something like that. And here I am, I'm like 3 sets of 10. I'm like, okay, I gotta crank this up. Yeah. 3 sets of 300. I'm just talking, but it's like, it's very motivational. Anyways, we should maybe talk about that a whole nother day because his story is just amazing. And he comes from, his father was abusive, and he had learning disabilities when he was younger, just because of all the stuff the abuse he went through when he was a kid, and but basically, like, he was at this point where he was 300 and something pounds, and he wanted to go into do the SEAL training to be a Navy SEAL. Go through Hell Week and all that kind of stuff. BUDS, I think is what it's called. BUDS training is what it is.
BUDS, yeah.
Yeah. So, and he had to get to like 191, and he had like 3 months to do. So he had like 3 months to lose like 100 pounds or something like that. Basically a pound a day thing. And he did it. And he's like, he has this thing called the accountability mirror, where you go in the mirror and you're like straight up, not fucking around, talking about yourself and like being true to yourself and being like, it's like, I look in the mirror, it's like, man, you're fucking fat. You made some bad decisions, so you're gonna not be fat. So it's like, what are you gonna do, right? So look into the mirror and be true to yourself and what you did to get yourself there, and then get yourself back on the right path. And then he also says, like, celebrate the wins as well too. Like, it's like, you lost 5 pounds, great. I lost 5 pounds, that's great. Let's keep going, right? So it's not to get down on yourself if you don't reach all your goals. So he ended up losing that 100 pounds in 90 days or whatever it was. And like, but his training is like, okay, well, I'm just going to ride the bike for 2 hours in the morning and then run. Well, even before he couldn't even start with running, right?
He had to walk.
He'd bike for 2 hours, then he'd swim for 2 hours, then he'd bike for another 2 hours. And then he's like, I was just like hungry all the time because he's like hardly eating. So I think he'd have like a banana when he'd wake up in the morning and then do like 4 hours of cardio.
Oh my gosh.
And he had like a bike just while he was watching TV or studying or something like that, because he was studying for the aptitude test as well too. Yeah. And then so he had this banana, then he had like a small meal of like, chicken, rice, and veggies or whatever it was, right? And then that's it, just constantly. He's like, I just have to constantly be moving. So that's what he was doing. But yeah, looking in the mirror and saying like, you know what? This is what I did. I fucked up. I fucked up on this. Why don't I have the job that I want? Why don't I have the career that I want? Why am I not as healthy as I can be? What happened in my life? What choices have I made? Mm-hmm. Okay, I made these choices. Now, what am I going to do? Yeah. What are you going to do about it? Right? Yeah. Nobody out there owes you anything.
No.
Nobody's going to come save you.
No.
So at the end of the day, no one gives a shit about you anyways in that sense, right? Like just random people outside your friends and family, obviously, of course, right? But no one cares. No one's out. Like you make your own choices and your own decisions, and you have to do what you have to do to get to where you want to be.
Yep.
Anyways, accountability. Yes. So what you were saying before.
Yep.
There needs to be more of that. And certainly for me, for us, we're talking about us in terms of working together and going back and forth on things. It's like, how can I change my mindset to make sure that these things work?
I'm just recognizing what works best for me and how do I communicate that effectively with other people. And it's part of life, part of marriage.
For sure. Communication is another thing.
It's all about communication.
Yeah. So on next week's show, we're taking in calls for marriage counseling. So any problems that you might have, just let us know and give us a call. Call 1-800-FIX-MARRIAGE.
I think that's too many numbers.
Whatever. Just dial it anyways. We'll pick up. I think that's all I have for
me too.
For today, I guess.
I think so.
Yep.
It'll be a fun summer.
It's going to be an amazing summer.
Awesome.
I'm so pumped for this summer. It's going to be awesome. So hope you guys liked today's episode. And I hope that you guys are going to stick with us this summer. And hopefully you guys can follow along with what we're doing. And if there's anything that you want to change in your life, that you can get some motivation or inspiration to do it as well too, because that's kind of what we're aiming for. And if not, it'll just be entertaining to watch us suffer. And being David Goggins with his suffering. You gotta suffer. And it's to a certain point too, like you gotta, like when you suffer, the other side of suffering is like joy and
it's amazing
and like accomplishment and
you appreciate whatever it is. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
So anyways, it's gonna be an awesome summer. High five.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah, well, this desk is, I guess, more conducive to that.
Yeah.
Closer.
Yeah.
It's good.
Cool.
All right. Anything else?
I'm good.
That's it. All right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.